Oh!
Okay, now. This is one of the most impressive and easiest to build water filters that I've ever made. This is a complete gravity filter water system. It'll filter 4 gallons of water. Here's all the parts you need. You need a spigot. I actually had a spigot left over from 2 that I bought a while back. You need a couple pans. These are stainless steel 4-gallon pans. And you need a couple filters. These are kind of like the Berkey filters. They're actually Berkey replacement filters by Filter Logic. It has 2 little rubber things that come with it. And that's what you use to filter these. When you first get them, you're going to want to filter them through the kitchen sink. I'll have a little video on the side here showing you exactly what you do for that. In a nutshell, you just take the filter, you put this on top of it, and you push it underneath the faucet. Turn the faucet on, let the water go, get a good seal, and you'll see the water come out of here. And you let that go for about 60 seconds, which helps to flush a lot of the carbon and stuff out of there, so it doesn't go in your drinking water. If you forget it, don't worry about it. You can still use it. You're just going to have a little bit black water the first couple times. So in addition to that, all you need is the 2 containers. And you can play in a marching band. How's that? So what we're going to have to do first is we're going to need to take the rivets out of this and take the handle off one of these. Now I'm doing this outdoors because when I drill inside, I don't want to have all those little shavings for the cat to get. So that got rid of the handle, as you can see. Now I need these holes to be 3/8 inch big because that's what this is going to go through for the filter. So you can get those just right. Ooh, I made that a little rough. These are going to go through here and oops, into the bottom bucket. So I might want to make them just a little bit bigger. Okay, that fits through there really nice now. So what I need to do is it's going to go through the bottom of one bucket and into the cover of this one. So get the cover out of the way for now. Turn this one upside down like this. Let's hope that's right in the center. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a little X. There we go. See what we did? So now we're going to try to drill into there. And I'm going to try to drill with this one because that one kind of made quite a mess. Now this is a step drill where each time you drill it, the hole gets a little bit bigger, go into the next step. Is that about right? little bit too small. One more step. Finally. So now what we need to do is hopefully they will both meet, both holes together. Yeah, it looks like they did. And we need to put the filter through there. Now this filter has a little cushion on it. Make sure the cushion is on there. And make it come all the way through. Okay. Again, that's why they call this DIY. Okay, so we get this on here. Like I said, this is a gravity filter. So it's just the water going through, and it does so much more than just filter the water. It actually tastes so good. It does an awful lot more than my regular Brita filter, in fact. I've got one of those in the kitchen, and since I've had one of these made, I made a plastic one. Whoops. Let me show this. I use this all the time because the water tastes so much better. I'll put all the stats somewhere in the video for you so you can see exactly what it filters out. And you're going to be pretty impressed. Alright. So now I'm just going to screw this in by hand. You want it hand tight. And that's pretty much how the filter looks inside. See that? And it's going to fit right on top like this. And of course, you're going to want to take these things off. So take that off. Make it look a lot prettier. This is 16 quarts, so it's 4 gallons. And now all we need to do is put a hole down the bottom for the spigot. So this here is going to go right about there. I just put an X. I want this to be able to go in there and hang over. So you want to make sure you have room to get the whole thing in there, and you want it to be able to hang over the side. I don't want it to go too low, because if you go too low, you're probably going to be getting some of the sediment as well. So I need to make that hole. Let me get these out of here. And you know, I'm going to start it out with this one. It seemed to cut through this a lot easier. Okay. So what you do with this is, you have the spigot, and it should have come with 2 rubber bushings. There they are, okay. 2 rubber bushings, so one goes on the inside, one goes on the outside, and you have this to seal it inside. This is still pretty hot. So there you go there. I'm going to move this out of the way. And on the inside, okay, I put that bushing in there, and then this one just goes on the inside here to hold it in. Oops. Hopefully nothing will leak. So that is in, and let's see, this one is going to go in here, And this one is going to go on here, and we were able to build the whole thing in less than 15 minutes. Now what you would do is simply take this off, move the drill out of the way, and I happen to have a few gallons of water here. Go ahead and pour that in. I'm going to put the cover back on it. I'm going to lift the top pan. See how fast that's pouring in? So we should have this one here pretty much completely full, maybe in about 15 minutes. So there we go with my complete gravity fed system. Like I said, it didn't take too long. However, if I didn't have problems with my batteries almost dying and my drill probably being on the dull side, I probably would have gotten through this 5 minutes quicker. So it takes approximately about 10 minutes to build. But this is, like I said, an awesome system. I use it in the house right now because we have one of those little Brita filters, and it takes so long. With this here, I could put in 4 gallons, and within about 20 minutes I'm drinking. So I brought some of the facts, even though I'll be placing them here. I want to tell you a little bit about what the filters do, okay? These filters, I'm going to go ahead and read it so I don't miss anything. These filters, which is designed to give you much better taste in water. It helps to reduce chlorine, odors, sediment, rust, heavy metals, and many other contaminants, and also filters very small particles. So the water is going to taste and look a lot clearer and crisper than your normal gravity filters that connect to the sink. I use this right out of the tap, so I don't have to use my Brita filter all the time. When it comes to untreated water like lakes and streams and ponds and rainwater, I like to use another added layer of protection, which is using my Aquatabs. And I'll have the link to the Aquatabs also with everything else in the description below. So an Aquatab, usually one little 49 milligram tabs will do about 2 liters of water. Proofs in the pudding here. Let me go ahead and take this. I don't know if you can see down here. You see there's already enough water in here to come out. And you can see how fast that cleared up. How nice and clean that water is. You don't taste chlorine, you don't taste pretty much any of the normal things I get from the tap. Now the great thing about this is if you treat the water first, if it's coming from rainwater or from a stream with the Aquatabs, okay, and then you put it through here, it's also going to filter that water, so you're going to have, even if the Aquatabs would have put off any kind of taste whatsoever, I notice it tastes sometimes a little funny if you drink it straight, but from going through here, you're going to get that nice, clean, crisp taste as well. So this is great because you have enough water to be able to use for quite a while. The initial reason why I wanted to build this is we're actually in the process of building a houseboat, and I want to travel the Great Loop. Well, when you go from town to town, state to state, all the different marinas have different water. The piping might be rusted. Who knows what they use to purify their water. You can kind of get sick, especially in those states that have questionable cleaning rules, okay? But by running it through this, especially with the Aquatabs, I'm going to have standard clean water all the time. You know what I mean? Sometimes you go someplace and they say don't even drink the bottled water because you can get diarrhea and all kinds of other problems. So this is one way I can be safe wherever I go. But it's also great for extended camping trips, for your RV, for your camper, for your greenhouse, any place you want to have clean water and you don't mind setting this up. But once it's set up, I think it looks pretty darn good. So there you go, my gravity-fed stainless steel water filter. It's easy to clean, very hygienic. Stainless steel is a lot healthier and easier to clean than the plastic. Go ahead and share this with your friends to see if it's something that they can use, especially if we have a power outage for a long time. Wouldn't it be great to, as soon as the power outage happens, you have probably half an hour to save as much water as you can, so fill that bathtub up, and when the power goes out, you do lose water, just grab this, scoop it out of the bathtub, pour it in, and you're going to have healthy, drinkable water. because with a power outage, you have enough problems already. You don't want to have to worry about where am I going to get water to drink, to cook with, even to wash your face, because this will filter an awful lot of water. And by the way, those two filters will filter 6,000 gallons of water. Now this whole thing here was very inexpensive. I went to Ocean State Job Lots, got these 2 tubs for $13 each, so it is $26. That's pretty much all I paid for this, because I got 2 spigots initially for $6. I have that on Amazon. Back when I built my first one of these out of plastic, they were $29, but I took them off my plastic unit and put it in here. So all in all, this one cost me $26 to put together. So if you have any questions, because I might have missed something, go ahead and leave them in the comments below and I'll respond to as many as I can. Share it with your friends. Give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. Subscribing helps us to grow. It helps the algorithms, and that's what we do this for, is to grow, to be able to help as many of you as possible. So have a spectacular day. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye now. Cheers. Clean water.